Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about Super7 giving us some updates on their massive Thundertank and whether or not we'll have space for it once it arrives. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello everybody and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay and with me, as always, especially with a spiffy fresh haircut, is my good friend John. John, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you, Jay?
I am doing all right. It's the last day of this long Thanksgiving holiday, 4-day weekend for those in the States. And I'm ready for my kids to go back to school.
Pulling your hair out.
That's why I'm wearing the hat. All the hair, I've pulled it out of my head. No. It was a great holiday week spent with family, and I hope everybody else that had a holiday for these past several days had a great one as well. Hopefully, as trauma-free as possible. You know, the Thanksgiving dinners, a lot of family that can always be explosive, especially Thanksgiving for some reason. But so I hopefully everyone got through it well.
Just alive.
Exactly. Let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping as always. There we go. We got Migo Hulk, Cobweb, Roberto Suarez, Toy Art, Evil Villain, Toy Geekasaurus, Mike Giolico, Ginny, Mike Mohan, Comics. Sean's Toy Room is here as well. Toy Art, King Panther. I did that already. Chris Mori, Shiny Plastic People. The Great Gambino is in the house. Mike Davis, Rick's Never Ending Toys. Nick Dillinger is here. That Thundertank is going to make for a great copy table. Frankie Rivera, Punk with Toys, Tigo Carbonite, Nightmare is in the house. Brick Something, Zartherian, Armando O with a new, I guess it's a Luchador 49ers logo there. Tony Taylor Toys. John, tonight we got to talk about that Phantasm Class 10 green, whatever. I don't want to get any copyright strikes or anything, but I am pumped for that figure. We're going to talk about that tonight for sure. Thanos Copter, J Mac is in the house. Frankie Rivera, Andrew McDonald, Jack Knight, Cowabunga Dude is here. Larry's Geeky World, Sean Daly, Robert Monty, Phineas Boggs, 60-Bit, Carlos Hungwen, Do Comics again, Asherman, Andy Silva, Nacho Cheese, Gutter Speak Toys again, why not? Toy Geekasaurus, John Johnson, Vicky, and so many more. Thank you for hanging out with us, even on a holiday weekend, Sunday fun day. Indeed. Let's hit that like button. I don't necessarily have a like goal, but as we're all here, let's hit it, John, right? Let's hit that like button.
Gotta hit that like button.
Just give me some of the like buttons.
We got a new family member too.
Oh, we got a new family. Hold on. I don't want to miss that. Wait a second. Here we go. Doom Customs joined the GDL family. Doom Customs.
I got family.
We got family with the GDL family. Welcome. It's the last, well, who knows? Maybe we'll do another stream. There's been like things kind of toy-worthy during the week to have a special impromptu Toy Geeks. But maybe we'll have one before the month is out. But if not, this is the last Toy Geeks of the month of November, John.
It is. I know. This month went by real quick.
Yeah, it's kind of that weird holiday season thing. Like between now and like Christmas, it'll just be like light speed. But sorry, Terrence St. John. Now I recognize your presence. And it's literally the only job I have because I'm currently unemployed. We'll talk about the Haslab as well. Deathasaurus, really close on that one. Brian Brink made us a new chart. Another new family member, Griff J85. Welcome to the family.
I got family.
So I'm there should be a join button somewhere on the phone, John. I think. I don't know. We'll look at it.
I thought the member thing had to be done on a laptop.
Maybe.
I could be wrong. That's what I thought.
It's but next time you're on a laptop or a desktop, you just click join and there you go. I have no money, too much sales. Someone buy my TV. Yeah. Actually, I wanted to say for a little bit later, but After Dark today will be focused on all of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. Let's just like dig into it, maybe see what the best deals are. So that'll be our after show. But we got a lot of things to dig into because there was some big news items this week in the world of toys, even with the big holiday here in the States. And the first one of them, I don't know, John. This one, I guess maybe this one just felt really personal to me or anyone that maybe has committed to buying the Thundertank. Because we got an update, a production update, that I believe they've gotten their final pre-production samples of the Thundertank and its packaging, and they are expected to start shipping to customers in February of next year. So very soon, the future J Problem will become current J Problem. And anybody else, your future problems will become current problems. And but they posted these pictures with the box, and I think the box art looks great. I think it looks fantastic. But damn, is it gigantic? This may rival the Galactus one, which I think is the biggest one of these. Maybe Snake Mountain's bigger, but this is gigantic. And then I think the one that was even more shocking was this picture. Which they've measured this out. It's like 27 inches long, 17 inches wide. But John, maybe it's a sleight of hand trick or something. This thing looks massive.
That looks way bigger than 27 inches long. I mean, that's Josh from Super7. He's an average size person holding that. If that's supposed to be 27 inches, if that's what they said,
yeah,
they lied, because that thing looks way bigger than 27 inches long.
Very rarely, I'm not even gonna get into it, but usually it's you round up or whatever when you estimate a certain length or something. But this scale is and you've met Josh before, right? So he's average height is like 5'9", maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say. I mean, that looks like. I mean, maybe he's holding it outwards. Maybe it's a little bit of forced perspective. But still, I mean, look at that thing.
You have to think he's like holding it out, which will make it seem bigger to his person, right? You know,
right? Yeah, like it's coming. It's closer to the camera. But I mean, come on, still that thing.
The track looks like it could be.
The belt on that thing looks like a conveyor from the grocery store. I mean, look at the size of that thing.
Exactly. Is it street legal? I don't know. It could be.
You might have to wear a helmet to drive that thing.
It is like a Power Wheel, nearly.
Right? I think they really need to have a figure with it for some more perspective. But still,
yes,
the first picture with the box, him holding that box, that looks pretty equal to like a vintage Eternia playset size box.
Yes, yeah,
it is. I mean, it's the artwork is amazing.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's so close to it's so reminiscent to the original box.
Yeah,
but it is it's giant. And how many people will have to get rid of the box because now they have no place? It's like one or the other. Like I live in an apartment. I can't have the box as well, even though I'd love to keep the box. Like I think that's going to be a circumstance for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So much of the cost of this thing went into the box as well. That's like the biggest problem.
Yeah, it blows. I don't know. This is what I think maybe you could do with the box. Maybe you just cut off that front piece like nicely, and then maybe frame it.
Yeah,
and then maybe have that behind the Thundertank, like have it be a part of your display. Maybe. Maybe. And did I imagine a $5 super chat here? Thank you so much for the super chat. Did I imagine a new line of small soldiers being hinted? I swear you mentioned it too, but I can't find anything about it now. I think I Mandel it again. I mean, I can bring it up. There's somebody that's making custom ones, and they're incredible. They're very expensive, but they're incredible. That's the ones that I know of. I don't know of any official release though. But yeah, to me, I don't know. Like seeing the box, I'm excited to get it. But seeing it out of the box, I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with this thing? Go ahead.
You sort of had a plan already.
I had a plan.
Does this blow it out of the water? Just seeing like the width of it, like I understand like it's one thing to like measure something out, like tape measure it out on a table or a shelf or however you're going to put it.
Yep.
But then when you get like a little bit more perspective, this is what it looks like compared to a human being. Where am I going to put this?
It's very much, that's what I'm worried about, right? Because I took the measurements. I took the 27 inches long by 17 inches deep, and I set up a kind of, it's going to be in this closet, and it would fit perfect, you know, and I had it kind of at an angle, and then it was going to, you know, I've been buying the figures. Like I have a diorama that I have mapped out in physical space as well as my mind. And this has shattered it. and so, you know, it's interesting. I feel like they pulled these pictures down off their official socials. Like, I wonder if it is just a forced perspective thing of holding it out and it just looking bigger than maybe it actually is in person. Because when you see the videos that they posted, like they had like a non-painted plastic prototype, was it 10 months ago or something? It didn't look this big.
No, but I mean, those were like the initial 3D printed parts, and then they just kind of like hobbled together with tape and you know, a little bit of glue. But now like having a production sample, I mean, it looks so much bigger than that the printed version. Remember they had a vintage version next to that printed test, you know, like a test shot. They had the vintage one next to the new one. And it was like comparing that like Hot Wheels version to the vintage one. And now it's here. It's you get to see like the actual size of it, and it is mind-blowing. And not only that, the amount of turtle vans coming out, the amount of that Eternia playset being a little bit bigger than the vintage one. We're outgrowing our collection. Or the collection is outgrowing us, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, the title of this episode is, or at least on the thumbnail, it's like in space danger or something to that effect, right? And, you know, in the space danger term, Kuda, at least I heard it first on Toy Anxiety, so I'll give them the credit before Dole freaks out and starts, you know, lighting up the chat. But it's a term that I think is accurate, and I don't shop out at Orvis, but it's hitting me hard on these ads. I've never shopped at Orvis before. Like I don't like camping. I don't.
I just noticed that right now. I'm like, what is Orvis?
So yeah, whatever Google targeted ads, they're missing the mark here. But you know, space danger is a thing, and you know, Mad Hatter reviews in the house. And I believe he just posted his Serpentor video today. I haven't seen it yet, but definitely check it out, everybody, if you haven't. Yep. What's up, boys? I guess my tank is going up on the wall vertically like a bat plane. And but the thing is, I have the UA turtle van, which I think is the biggest one. And that turtle van looks like it'll be tiny compared to this.
Right?
Yeah. So
that's essentially what's going to happen is everything hanging on the wall, especially when that new McFarlane 89 Batwing comes out at a 7-inch scale.
The Batwing's going to be gigantic. But so the thing is, with Space Danger, John, it becomes you don't have enough room for all of it. Like, I don't care. Like, I have a pretty decently sized. I feel like I'm thankful that I have a good sized toy room.
Mm-hmm.
There's no there. I maybe I can pull this. We'll see. We'll see once we get this Thunder Tank in hand if I'll be able to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. And you're right. I would love to get a Batwing, and they're doing the Batmobile as well. And we got another Eternia playset. And I've also got the Super 7 turtle van on pre-order. Like, there's a threshold, I think. Oh, and I've got the Hot Toys DeLorean pre-ordered, which I think may be smaller than this. I've seen that DeLorean in person. It's not as big as this Thunder Tank.
Mm-hmm.
But
Time to start making the hard choices.
It's getting that way, right? For toy collectors, I feel.
Yep.
I've heard people say they've canceled because of they're scared of the size of it. I feel like, it's been 2 years almost 2 years since this whole journey started, right? Like,
yep.
I got to see it through. At the end of the day, it'll be great content. My failure will be great content for the channel.
Mm-hmm.
But will it be a long-term, addition to the collection? I don't know. It looks amazing, though. I'm excited. I'm still excited for it. But the space danger is real. I don't know. I don't know how to keep this going. That's true. I did get rid of Optimus, but I haven't even taken. I have the Haslab Razor Crest.
And you got rid of the Optimus for something
bigger,
probably 4 times the size of that Optimus.
Yep. I'm not great at making choices, John.
And the Sky Striker.
The Sky Striker at least is the same size as the other Sky Striker. I have a place for it on my USS flag. There's room for it, like that. I'm not stressed about, but that's coming too. That I think it's within the next month or so. The Sky Striker's arriving. Yep.
But when you add all the, the flight stand, the blast effects from the engines, it's going to feel a lot bigger than the vintage one.
Yeah.
And even though you have a place for it on the flag, I've seen your flag. Like, it's an awesome display. You have your dinosaurs on it, like, or if you still do, I don't know.
Oh no, the Jurassic Park's over there now.
But everything is just going to continue to add up.
Yeah,
everything is just size wise. Like, everything's just getting bigger.
Yeah.
When is the end game?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, again, I'm fortunate enough to have a toy room, right? I'm fortunate enough to have a house that's big enough that has its own toy room. I understand that I'm very fortunate in that sense. Because not everybody has that, right? Especially for people that live in not North Carolina, like living in a city. I know Brick Something lives in like San Francisco. Like, you don't have as much space in a city, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't have space for these things, and you really have to make the tough decisions. So, it's tough. I'm going Sistine Chapel in this, being all new vehicles on the ceiling. That'd be a dope Sistine Chapel, though.
It would.
Lie.
Mm-hmm.
I think what needs to happen, John, is this channel is nowhere near that level yet, but maybe one day this channel have enough of a following, enough revenue coming in to where we'll have like our own, Geek Dad Life studios where we shoot, we do Toy Geeks live from a studio thing, right?
Yeah.
And then we can have a lot of this. It's just basically another toy room to put more crap up on the wall. Anyway, exactly. Yeah, Brooklyn. I have friends live in New York City or whatever. Like, there's not. You trade the convenience of the city, but you trade away space that you have to put things up. So, Jay has to choose which of his children has to move into the garage to make enough room for Party Wagons, Eternia, and Thundertank. Oh my god. Toy Room 2, Motu Boogaloo. So like even my son today was just like, Dad, I want a Lego room. I was like, son, there's no room for your Lego room. I have a room. Your mom has an office. I also have a music room, which is supposed to be your mom's workout room, which she's threatening to kick me out of that room for her workout room. But anyway, there's no room. There's no more room.
He's got to wait until he's old enough to have his own house.
Exactly, right? He's got to have.
That's the goal.
You know, he's got to work for those things. I thought Thundertank Party Wagon Eternias were some of Jay's kids. That's a Geek. That ain't a toy. That's a big wheel, and it's gigantic. But again, I'm excited for it. I've got it pre-ordered from Big Bad Toy Store. That's where I bought it from. I think I had to put like a $50 deposit or something. So I'm not backing out of this thing. I'm in it, and I will be reviewing it on this channel. Rest assured, the experience will be shared, no matter how big it is.
That's what she said.
OG Geek bought a house to keep his expanding Hot Toys collection. We have a friend like that. I think he sold that house, but didn't he have like a house just for his collection?
Yes. Yeah. Are you talking about Carson?
Sure. I don't know. We have a few friends maybe that have a house full of stuff.
Yeah, 3D Joe's Carson. Although he moved to New York from North Carolina. He had a garage that was displayed like an old Toys R Us.
I love that because he bought displays from Toys R Us, right? I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So anyways, Bean says, after seeing the reality of the Haslab Sentinel Galactus, I'm getting very picky on large item purchase. I mean, I think that's what it's coming to, right? Like there's a finite amount of space for collectors. And, these toy companies that are making these big things, I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's like a ceiling for how much space people have for these things,
Yeah. I mean, outside of like just these oversized items, all that, like just countless waves of figure releases coming out. Like those all add up and take up your space. So it's like when do you start to, decide what's going to go?
Yeah.
Hard decisions, first world problems.
It is right. Like it's, like again, we should be so fortunate to have said problems. But as toy collectors, that's what we face. Out of all the hobbies, I still feel like it's a fairly inexpensive hobby. I know that sounds crazy, Colleen. If you're watching here, she's like, F no. But again, I know people with hobbies that are way more expensive than toys.
Yep.
Way more expensive.
And some that are way less expensive.
That's true. What's a less expensive hobby, John, that we should have done instead of toy collecting?
Like if you just say if you were like a crafter and you just got like those little wooden doodads at like Michael's and got a bottle of paint for $1, you could have like an afternoon of painting something like a little wooden duck for like $3. That's probably the lowest it gets cost wise.
Bottle cap, right? Wasn't that
bottle
Bert?
Cap collecting?
That was Bert's thing, right? Bert and Ernie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we could have done that.
Stamp collecting.
Stamps can get expensive though, but you're right, it can be cheap. Axe throwing, bottle caps. Is burning money a hobby? Toy collecting is sometimes.
Bird watching, that's just free 99.
You're right. I mean, travel is associated with bird watching, but you're right. The $500 Playmobil Enterprise was down to $179 on Entertainment Earth on Friday. It was tempting as hell, but I had to refrain.
Oh wow.
Damn, like what?
That probably would have been a good investment.
Yeah. We'll dig into that in our after show today, which is just simply titled Where's that? Black Friday deals. Also Cyber Monday, whatever you want to call it. We'll as a group, we'll try to find out where the best deals are. But yeah, binoculars can be expensive. You know what? I agree, Sue. Beanie Babies, waka waka. Like, if you're gonna do it now, Beanie Babies, dirt cheap, John. Right?
Yeah.
That's $1 at most.
You go to the toy show, get into like an old laundry basket of Beanie Babies for like, you can probably walk away, make an offer, like 100 Beanie Babies for like $10.
Absolutely.
I would take that all day long.
Right? So, now's the time to get into Beanie Babies.
It could come back. They could come around.
You never know.
You never know.
And when they do, you'll be ready. You'll be ready to flip. Oh my God. All right. Let's move on here, John. This was sent in today, actually, by James Gambino. I wonder if it's the Great Gambino in the chat. I want to make the connection there. But apparently there are new Retro TMNT turtles hitting targets like right now. I
had no idea about these.
Yeah, I didn't either. Like they sent them to me on my Instagram today. They're great. So there you go. Great Gambino. Boom. Sent in these pictures today. Because he found Shredder and this Splinter at Target. So it wasn't at Walmart, which was interesting. I believe it was Westfield Shopping Center in LA. I believe Westfield shopping centers are only in California. Maybe not. I don't know. But growing up in San Diego, they bought out all of the malls in San Diego. But anyway, all that is to say, LA is where they found them. And I got to say, I think actually the paint apps look pretty good on these. Like this Splinter, that's pretty solid. Considering how crappy some of these have been.
Yep.
But those are some pretty solid paint apps. But what I gotta say that I'm excited about, if this ends up being the waves and if they hit Target, you've got Shredder, Krang, Leatherhead, Bebop, Rocksteady, and a Foot Soldier, which is great. And they ruined Splinter's eyes and did not fix Shredder's. I kind of like this. What's wrong with his eye? Got little eyelashes.
Isn't it? It's close to the vintage one, right? Maybe the pupil's just a little too big.
Oh, they added a pupil. The vintage one did not have a pupil.
Really?
No, it was just white.
Huh.
I kind of like the pupil. I don't know.
It looks like it should be there.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with it. Splinter shouldn't have a pupil. Okay, then buy a vintage one. They're like a nickel. I don't know. I kind of dig it. But, that's just me. And the helmet eyebrows are part of Shredder's charm, though. That's the vintage Shredder.
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
Yep, can't take that away.
So yeah, I like the paint apps here. For the bad guys, John. I mean, I think they've re-released these in those retro 4-packs or whatever, so this isn't anything that new. But thoughts on the baddies that may be coming out in retail?
Good choices. I think I would swap out Leatherhead for Rat King.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I mean, like you said, Leatherhead, he just came out in that new villains pack, right?
Yep,
like but again, like I mean, Playmates does this to death. We know that.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Rat King should be swapped out. Bebop's, does his face look a little too pale?
It does. He looks like he's in Barry Lyndon or something, just like really powdered makeup.
Yeah. But if these are sub $15, I think that they'll do just fine. You know, because it's not like you're being forced into buying the 4-pack or a 6-pack.
You pick what you want.
And you pick what you want. And it's a great way to get a Krang, because I mean, these guys, everything in Turtles, vintage Turtles, regardless of how many around there are, like we say, there's tons of Splinters. But like to get a nice complete Krang, Like it's like $40.
I don't know it's about vintage TMNT, John, but it's weird. I don't know if it's the whatnot effect, but vintage TMNT sells like more than any. Like the toy show we just did, the only vintage thing that sold well for me was Turtles and Power Rangers. But I brought some good vintage stuff, and most of what I sold was newer stuff. But vintage didn't sell as hot except for Turtles.
And there's no like, there's no like, there's just tons of them. It doesn't matter, like, you know, and to take them out of a dollar dig bin from one dealer, put them on your own table and sell them for $3. It doesn't matter. Like there's so many turtles.
That's literally what I did. And you know, like, and if I didn't, I would just sell them on Whatnot for whatever price.
Right, for twice as much.
Right.
Because Whatnot just goes crazy.
Whatnot doesn't make any sense. You know, it's like it's the next thing. What was that? FTX cryptocurrency market just like shut down or whatever. Like, I feel like Whatnot's next. Even though it was fun, I look to sell more things on Whatnot in the future, but I still don't understand how that works. I'm an old man. I don't understand how it works. But yeah, death, taxes, and TMNT re-releases. John, there is a very old meme that we have used on this channel. Let's see if I still have it. Still here. From 2 years ago, maybe 3 years at this point. I don't know. The first time we used this meme. But here it is. Well, Playmates are re-releasing Retro TMNT again. But you know what? Like, we give them crap, and sometimes the releases are not great. Damn, if they don't sell.
Hey, you know, it's Playmates just has this formula. Whether they are doing it in these multi-packs, or remember when they made a deal with Big Lots and they re-released all those figures through Big Lots for like $5.
Yep.
It keeps the company going, I guess. You know, because they don't have a lot to offer otherwise. You know, they got the deal for the Godzilla figures, which they're not great. But, you know, they just keep on pumping out the turtle reissue machine. And
I know we'd all rather have a Motu Origin style TMNT line, but if these keep selling, what you know, what motivation do they have to do it, you know?
Exactly.
So, you know, it is what it is. But the thing I was really excited about was the turtle releases, because it looks like if this rings out to be true, some storage shell turtles, which I really dig the storage shell. Say that 5 times fast. Like, unlike re-releasing the 10 backs for the 100th time, I really dig the storage shells. Like, I have a couple here just by my desk. Like, whenever I find a decent one, I'll pick it up, because I don't know, they're just fun. They're really fun sculpts. The gimmick's a gimmick, whatever, but I really just have always dug the sculpts on the storage shells. So to me, and again, these were found at Target. So if Target's getting in on this retro re-release game, I don't know. I think storage cells are really cool kind of twist on putting more turtles out, but putting different ones out. John, what do you think about that?
Yep, exactly. We've gotten the other turtles 100 times over. The movie ones that came out last, you got them. They were terrible. So it's time for the storage shells to make a comeback, and they're not only fun, they're functional. But I kept all because Donatello was the first one, right? Like back in the 90 that I think you're right. Donnie came out.
Yep.
Like, I kept all my pieces in Donnie in his shell.
Yeah.
And he was the only figure that I still had the throwing stars for, because they wanted that little peg on the inside of the shell itself.
You're right. Yep.
So yeah, good move. Really good move.
Yeah, look at this. Again, this was a found vintage one at like a toy show or something. But you're 100% right. It's the only time. Let me make myself a little bigger. There is still throwing stars still stuck in there.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're probably not going to own any.
Right? These like cool like saw pizzas and stuff. Anyway, I don't know. I really dig it. I think the sculpts are cooler than the 10-back sculpts.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're good turtle figs. So I'm excited for this, John. I think that's, again, to your point, they're reasonably priced. And if I see them there, I'll definitely pick them up for sure.
Yep. It's probably when I find these, like these, I'd rather have these over the 10-backs as a re-release just to buy for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do find these, I will regret not getting a reissue party wagon.
Well, it's been, I have both. I have the new reissue and I don't know. They'll re-release it again. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I might have to wait another month, but it'll be out.
Ryan Dole is angry in the chat. What else is new? He says, "Did you just hold up one of ones you already own and plan to buy new ones?" It's for the channel, Dole. Okay, I need to document it to share how different they are than the original ones. We got to know the drill by now, right? Like that's kind of the thing. But that's okay.
Exactly.
Got it. I'm doing the work for toy collectors everywhere.
Dole, you can't say you've never bought something twice.
The toy's so nice, we bought it twice or thrice or 4 times. Dole has had this take forever. I agree with it. New toys in old style, right? I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Playmates should be doing an Origins-esque turtle line.
Agreed.
And throw even more competition into the turtle factory with Super7 and NECA.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they would do an Origins type line, that could be the line to rule them all, right?
Yeah.
Because, like Origins, I would say is, I don't know, more the big Motu display in my toy room will be Motu Origins.
Mm-hmm.
And if TMNT did a similar thing, that could be the case as well. Like it's just, I understand these sell well enough so they don't have to try, but if they did, it could be huge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if Playmates must be paying attention to what Mattel's doing.
Correct.
Like they should want to up their game with the turtles because it's like their bread and butter brand for since 88.
Yeah.
And they can look at that and say, well, Mattel released a new sculpt on Castle Grayskull. They just did that giant Eternia playset. We know Snake Mountain is coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, it's not impossible to say, well, we'll do a new sewer playset. We'll do a new Technodrome. We've done the party wagon. We've done the blimp. It's time to, mix it up instead of re-releasing everything over and over again.
I agree. But we'll have to see how they do. I do agree with this. I agree here too. For me, the re-releases are a great way to have an accessible, affordable vintage style TMNT collection without having to put that much effort. The back cards look great and nostalgic. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Back cards look great. Like since they've gone to this like very true to vintage style card back, I do really dig them. I did a review on them. I did, to your point, John. I did on the wagon, the blimp, and the 4 main turtles. So I'm totally okay with it. But I would like, some new articulation Origin style the most. But whatever, it is what it is. Whatever you want to do is up to you. This note here, I do want to plus this in about Dorkside. Here we go. Nightmare brought up, has anyone heard anything about what's going on with Dorkside Toys? I did want to talk about this tonight. And for the channel, charge the toy for the channel, for GDL. Being as well from that, what's the 401 Dorkside? I keep hearing something is happening, but never anything specific or concrete. Okay, let's dig into what the thing that's going out there about Dorkside Toys. Oh, we have a new GDL family member. Rick Shattered Glass Jazz just became a GDL family member. Well, guess what?
I got family.
You got family, Rick. Welcome to the GDL family. So this post went out, I believe it was Instagram, and it was kind of alarming. I know in our GDL patron Discord, it was talked about a lot. So I did want to talk about it today as well. So here it is. Here we go. Hopefully, John, can you read this on the internet beyond just me being able to see it?
Yeah, I can read that.
Okay. Make it a little bit easier here. Okay. PSA Dorkside Toys is dead. Full disclosure, I used to work there. Ordering anything Dorkside right now is playing with fire. Maybe it ships. Maybe the FBI seizes the warehouse first. Maybe the few remaining employees that are left stop showing up. If you have store credit, use it now. If you have an outstanding pre-order, cancel it with your bank or credit card. Your pre-order ain't coming. Don't even waste your time emailing. Dorkside cannot issue refunds because they are massively in debt and locked out of their accounts. Dorkside used to be good business, a fun place to work. It stopped being all of that a while ago. Greed and competence took over. There was a coup in the management ranks. Outside infiltrators gained influence, and Eddie, the owner, thought he could run things without his longtime partner. What's happening right now is karma. Story will come out sooner or later, but it's not my story to tell. I make this post to stop people from being ripped off as Dorkside continues to operate as the ship goes down. It may look like business as usual right now, but sooner rather than later, there will be a tipping point and no more orders will go out. P.S. And oh yeah, we totally got the major blood that broke the excavator in it for Dorkside. Hasbro shipped a rogue case. They sold them to employees and friends. That's all, folks. Hashtag rest in peace, Dorkside. Now, I want to put this with a caveat that this is a post somebody made on the internet. And maybe this is somebody that's got a bone to pick, that maybe wants to, maybe left on bad terms and wants to throw a grenade this company's way as it goes out. So, let's put our critical thinking hats on, or our skeptical lenses on, and make sure we're viewing it through that as opposed to just taking it verbatim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I agree, it's lots of rumors in the conversation. I've had people that had no problems with Dorkside Toys for years.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a history, like with Megalopolis. But John, thoughts on this, and just from a toy industry perspective, but thoughts on this post and what it could mean for people in the community.
Yeah, obviously take it all with a grain of salt. Like you said, this could be just a disgruntled employee or a customer that just got burned, or they think they got burned.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so say this is all true, aside from, maybe they're just making up some of this dirty laundry. Who knows? But say if Dorkside is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's a sign of the times for any online toy distributor.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have Big Bad and we have Entertainment Earth. Like those are the kings of online toy sales.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of know that. That's like they're a staple.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard for any online toy seller to really stay in business when the majority of all toy sales right now are run on a pre-sale basis. It's constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul. Mm-hmm. over and over again now, because that's just the way that the toy industry is working right now.
Yeah.
A big company like Big Bad, they can probably handle the capital needed to just stay running in business.
Mm-hmm.
But a smaller company that has just monthly overhead constantly, but they have nothing to ship because they're taking orders that are getting paid for by the customers, but everything is it's such a far out pre-order basis.
Yeah.
And that's, we're all used to that now,
mm-hmm.
but we're also not counting on operating a business that way. We're just the customer. Yeah. So, with whoever wrote this is going into saying, like, if you have pre-orders, cancel it. You're mm-hmm. never going to get it.
But pre-orders, if you're not paying up front anyway, what's the harm, I guess?
Right. But how does Dorkside run that? If anybody can chime in, do they require payment up front, or is it like a pre-authorization when you place the order?
Yeah.
And then you get charged when it ships?
Or if you're paying up front, then that's more concern. But because because I agree here with Ryan Dole. If it's a rumor with traction, you can do a fair amount of damage, right?
Right.
And we're seeing this. I don't know, John, if you're really tapped into the controversy in the local Raleigh market, but Game Theory, which is a popular card trading thing, they had a huge blow up this week in the Raleigh-Durham area with disgruntled employees posting online and basically walking out on some of the stores.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. And yeah, I think Nerdzoic did do a really good job of breaking that down. So you pay up front for their pre-orders.
Okay.
Dorkside doesn't charge until ship unless PayPal, from my understanding. But I guess PayPal knocked them off. But again, I think somebody said, Doomta, I believe, said PayPal is quick to the trigger finger. But
yeah. I don't want to feed into this. If this is just a rumor, I don't want to give it any more, gasoline.
Yep.
Because if this is just something created by somebody that's just ticked off, like Ryan said, this could gain traction and just hurt them.
Yeah. Or don't stop printing and buy from local shops. That's an option too.
Yeah. Just wait it out. Wait till it's in somebody's hand and buy it.
Yeah.
Then.
But again, to me, if you're not paying for it for the pre-order up front, then if it goes under, then you're not paying. You're not spending it anyway, right?
Right.
And if it's in stock and you're buying it and they ship, then then I guess sure, maybe it will go on. Maybe there are troubles, or maybe to your point, John, like every small business or even big businesses can be like a bad month away from going under.
Yeah.
So, I think it's and again, there's rumblings, but you don't know what the actualities are. And I think everyone is very nervous post Megalopolis because that was not a great scenario. Right.
Yep.
So I think it's just make good decisions, right? If you aren't paying anything up front for a period, then it's not going to hurt you anyway. If you've paid for something and it ships, then you're good. Like I feel like know where your money's going. Hopefully don't have anything. I mean, you shouldn't do that in general, because that's where Kickstarters get wonky as well. Like where you put money up front and you wait years for delivery. And it's why, no offense to Super7, like I'll just do Big Bad Toy Store or some other thing that I have that I don't have to pay up front. It'll just pay once it's actually in hand to ship.
Yep.
And don't don't put yourself in a situation where you could lose it.
But then, I mean, look at pre-orders from Walmart and Target, like giant companies, and pre-orders are canceled daily. So it really doesn't matter who you're going to order from.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And Bean, I agree with this. It's a wait and see. I'm not canceling anything until I see more evidence. They don't have any of my money. This is just a rent. Exactly. When they don't have your money, there's no risk for you. Right? Like, I don't think it's irresponsible to say, right, John? I'm trying to think through all the permutations of this. Hi, Ian. Make good decisions now, you tell me. Let's see. John, Dorkside doesn't charge those ships. However, they do when you pre-order multiple items and choose to have them ship all at once. The ones that arrive sooner we charge and will sit. Well, there you go.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if it's in their possession and you committed to buying it, but you are waiting. I mean, I guess only if that works as like a pile of loot.
Yep. And again, as people are saying in chat, they've gotten things from them recently. Valverse exclusive. I think Matt Harrison did as well from Dorkside. Worked out fine. Dorkside shipped the wrong stuff that recently got it fixed. And then I've also said somebody had a bad experience. But honestly, Ashman said charge me, never shipped, never refunded, and that happens too. But we could say that about any company, right? We've had bad experiences and not so good experiences. Sometimes they're so bad you'll never buy from them again, which is totally understandable. And sometimes it was, resolved in a good way, right? I don't, I think it's. So, anyways, this dropped right before the busiest time of Toy Source. Smells fishy. Michael Traverso.
Yep. Could just be somebody that's mad and made that post. And we know how things just take off. They just grow their own feet and take off.
So I think, John, you and I, are you, you're in eyes, I in yours, me in yours? Good Lord, English is stupid. You and eyes? You and eyes?
Our?
Ewins?
Our thoughts?
There you go.
Our opinions.
Our official stance is this is a one post. Maybe be a little bit, you've heard it, maybe a little bit cautious, but don't necessarily like burn a company that this may not be true, right?
Right.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's what Riley Bob, that's what I heard is urinize.
Using these two Utes. Anyway, exactly. Just be alert and kind of go from there for sure. All right. Gotta love that North Carolina talk. Neither John or I are from North Carolina, and I don't feel like we have Southern accents. John, you very much have a New England accent from time to times. I feel like mine's pretty muddled, to be honest. But
you have like a neutral. Yours is just neutral. Could be,
which is generally like anything really. I don't know. Western United States is a neutral accent. It doesn't do anything. So anyway, it's very, very, and I pronounce it Appalachian, but here they call it Appalachian.
I say Appalachian.
Yeah, I do as well. Because when I moved here, and they're like, "Oh, you going to the Appalachian Mountains?" And I was like, "What? Never heard of that."
Is that anything like the Appalachian Mountains?
Yeah, you mean the Appalachian Mountains?
Kill him.
Anyway, Left Coast Graphics. So do not urinize them. Anyways, soda or pop. I just call it Coke.
Soda.
It's soda. But yeah, it's yeah. You remind me more of a game show host. Yeah. No, Kayla Silva in real life, very much a California kind of Valley girl accent. She's gonna be really pissed I said that, but totes. She says hella and stuff. Only NorCalers say hella. That's how you know. That's how you can tell.
NorCal, that's hella.
Yeah, NorCalers, they say hella. And so for us SoCalers, that's how we know you're a NorCaler. Get out of here. All right. Moving on. Let's check out freaking McFarlane, John. Yes, they have diapers, but god dang, like some of these recent posts, I'm like, I know, John, I think maybe you're getting out of them, but they just look so cool.
They do. He must have like this unbelievable crew of sculptors that just work 24/7, because we don't go a week without a McFarlane reveal. It's insane how fast he gets figures out. And I know, like, the talk is like he only has the license for another year, or so. I think it's at the end of 2023 he loses the license, maybe.
Or he can renew it. He can renew
Yeah, he can renew it, but
option.
maybe he's just trying to get out as much as possible, just to show like good faith. Like, look at how much I can do, like, because we know like Warner DC just needs to make some money somewhere because they're barely putting out movies.
Yep.
So like, look at what I can do. I am like a figure factory, just every day, and they're selling like
they are.
They are getting a little bit better every time. You look at, like, I was looking at my my Detective 1000 Batman, and it's honestly, it's crap compared to what he's putting out now, and that was only 2 years ago.
Absolutely. Which is what you want to see, right? You want to see improvement, continued improvement, stuff like that. And I agree, Ralph. I love this.
I know.
I would love for him just to own his Batman fetish and have a wave he just calls "Oops, all Batmans."
Yeah.
I would be over the moon.
He must know. He has to know. He's got to know.
And yeah, the 89 Batmobile and Batwing in 23.
And maybe he'll do the Bat Missile too.
Maybe. What up with DC Superpowers? I mean, we have that next wave that hasn't shipped yet, but hopefully soon. Yeah, let's talk about the Mr. Freeze. We gotta look at that one because holy moly. I think it was a couple. Let me go back here. There you are. Oh my goodness. Yes, please.
This is the first really good Mr. Freeze. Because I mean, prior to this, there was like the animated series. They did two Mr. Freezes under the DC Collectibles, whether it was the New Adventures or the just regular animated series. And then before that, it was that one from the DC superheroes, like the pre-DC Classics one.
Yeah.
And he had that giant backpack and a giant ice gun. And he was kind of, I don't know, I didn't think it fit in well with that series.
Yeah, it was kind of like they did, like, I think your point, they painted the superpowers colorways, but they never did a proper Classics Freeze.
No. So it's nice to actually finally get.
And of course, Dole loved that one, but okay.
I'm not a fan of that one. I'm really not.
It is very early. It's very early aughts.
Yeah.
Four Horsemen.
Yep.
You know, kind of small
head,
big arms, big legs,
giant backpack.
You
could tell they're just getting off of working with McFarlane.
Yep. 100%. Which again, I think has its place as a style. Like, I appreciate it for a figure of its era. But it is very of its era versus Classics, which truly is a kind of tried and true kind of design that doesn't necessarily feel like it's beholden to an era outside of maybe its articulation and stuff like that.
Right. Yep. But yeah, this Mr. Freeze looks great.
It does. It looks really, really good. It's been 86 years. By the way, John, they have the Titanic James Cameron Into the Deep exhibit in Raleigh right now. I don't know if you know that or not.
I didn't.
It's really cool. I took my son to go see it, or because he's like obsessed with the Titanic. My 8-year-old son Zach. But they had the Heart of the Ocean from the movie there.
Like the screen used one?
The screen used Heart of the Ocean.
Wow.
So, I mean, they must have made multiples. It dropped one in the sea, but then I guess they kept one for posterity.
James went down and grabbed it himself.
He did, because part of the whole exhibit is he made his own freaking submarine to go to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Who is this guy? He's crazy. But anyways, it was a lot of fun. It was a really cool exhibit. If it goes to your town next, go check. And they had the model of the Titanic. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Exactly. Oops, I did it again. Exactly. I thought it went into the ocean as well. Oh, I thought she threw in the ocean in the end. But anyway. But yeah, this Mr. Freeze looks freaking cool. And then let's look at I believe it's the Flash was the other one this past week. Yeah.
Yep.
This one does suffer from McFarlane diaper syndrome, MDS, I think. Are you suffering from MDS?
Mm-hmm. McFarlane
diaper syndrome? But I think it looks really good. John, thoughts?
Yeah, it does look good. It's he really nails the style, the design for that character that he's trying to do. Whether it's this Jay Garrick looks great. Whether it's or a Dark Knight's Metal, like it changes so well with the design it needs to be, the style it needs to be. But I really do wish you would figure out a different way around this diaper thing.
Fastest saggy diaper on the planet. Great. Hold on, the chat's going too fast. This speedy Batman looks pretty good. Oh my god. But great faces. He should do Silverhawks. Anyways, let's see. Nova 7 says, what about the knees though? They bother me more than the diapers. Thoughts on that, John?
Yes and no. I think knees are like probably the hardest thing on figures to pull off, like so it looks like aesthetically pleasing. Knees are probably the worst thing on figures. And honestly, like some of the Masterverse figures, the knees are terrible. I can't stand the knees, but it's just what we got to deal with. We either have straight legs, no articulation, or weird looking knees.
But is there somebody out there at the $20-ish price point that has great knees?
I don't think so. I mean, Pinless Marvel Legends knees are probably some of the better ones.
Yep.
But it really depends on what the suit looks like that they're in. Like if it's spandex or just like flesh knees, like all the way down to the feet, like say like a Namor figure, like chances are the knees are going to look weird.
Yeah.
Like if it's boots cut to the top, just to the knees, it's going to look a little bit better because everything can get sculpted a little bit more cohesive. So yeah, like you gotta deal with what you get,
Yeah. I think it's fair. Yeah. Knees and ankles are weird. I mean, just from a physiological standpoint, like human beings, evolved from four-legged creatures and then they went upright, but all the parts were still for a four-legged animal. We just don't get to like use evolution to get new parts that work better to be upright. No, we still got to use the same four-legged parts
right
to be upright. That's why our legs are so crappy. They don't last very long. So, I mean, just in general, just humans.
Yeah. Somebody just said it. I missed it. The chat's going too fast. O-ring Joe knees probably look the best.
Ooh, yeah, that's a fair call. Yeah, I like that. There's this chat is going so fast I can't keep up with it, but there was a really funny depends joke. Here we go. Here it is. 60-minute misfit. Do they all look like they're wearing diapers? I don't know. Depends. John just, I rolled my ankle at work by standing there. Out for 8 months of surgery. Yes, ankles were exactly. Like we got tendons and stuff that again were meant to distribute weight over 4 legs or 4 limbs. But for some reason, humans were like, you know what? We're gonna go upright, baby. Bipedal. We got this. Geek Dad Live, the best anthropological YouTube channel out there.
That's right.
Anyways, human beings, man, we're weird. Okay, let's what? Oh my goodness, Phantasm Toys. We gotta send some love, right, John?
What's going on at Phantasm?
This Class 10 collection scale Slimer, and why is this all blurry? Oh, it's got to load still. If you follow, I believe it's on Ghostbusters News, the YouTube channel, he got a review sample of this and shared it. I don't know about immediately, but very quickly dropped down my 40 Durlers. Because, John, if there's been anything that's been a major critique of Ghostbuster toy lines, you could go all the way back to the Kenner toy line, is that they have not done a properly scaled and a properly looked version of Slimer, especially for a movie release.
Yep.
And going back to the first movie Slimer action figure that we got for the movie, there was the NECA one, which was huge, and it just never looked like exactly like the movie. When they're Vince Clortho and Zool, dead on, like amazing, like still nothing is best of those NECA ones.
Yep.
And then you had Matty Collector, which was properly scaled but very stylized, didn't really look like the movie Slimer at all. And then you had Hasbro with Ghostbusters Afterlife, not even attempt a movie Slimer for two waves, or I guess one wave of the 84 movie figures. Didn't even do a Slimer. So it's been since 1984 that we haven't gotten a properly scaled, good-looking Slimer, and our friends at Phantasm Toys looks to have done it.
Yep. Yeah. Slimer is probably one of the most recognizable movie characters, right? And like you said, the Diamond Select Slimer was almost like they tried to make a real life version of an animated Slimer. And they didn't want to like go to the actual movie version of Slimer and create that into a figure. And like you said, and it was too big. But this looks just perfect. Like there's finally, you guys did it. There's finally a real Slimer figure that looks like he's flying down the hallway. Just about time.
Right? I guess Mezco did a good 112. I mean, let me look at Mezco, and I don't know.
But did you have to buy that 4-pack to get him?
No. That's pretty decent. A little stylized, though, because he didn't really... There's some scenes, I guess, where he smiled like that. It does look really good. That's a really good Slimer.
It kind of looks like he has a mustache.
It seems stylized. So I feel like they have the real Ghostbusters Slimer, and then there's the 84 movie Slimer. And they try to combo both, where he was like the friendly Ghostbusters pet and also this menacing ghost.
Right.
But what I love about this one is it literally just looks like the menacing ghost from 84 Ghostbusters.
I don't know if it's the mouth, like the teeth, the gums, like that is so like spot on to the movie.
Yeah.
Where like this is like there's like that one thing that gets added to a figure. We're like, all right, that's it. Like that is what makes the biggest change compared to everything else that's been tried before. And I think it is like the way that the mouth and the teeth, the gums exposed.
Yeah.
I think that's what does it more so than any other part on here.
Yeah. I agree. And then the other thing too is I like that it's translucent plastic, so it kind of has that Slimer look to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like they've really done it. And I know there's been comments here. Here we go. How big is this thing? $40 for it, 1/6 scale, but it better come with a bunch of accessories. I think something that we should caveat here is that this is I don't want to downplay Phantasm Toys, but it is a very small, I think a two-person operation at most.
Yeah.
So this is like mini bitty little micro toy maker. Like it's micro brews. Like in every town probably have more people operating them than this operation. So yes, $40 is a pretty penny. But this is a much smaller, a very boutique print run, right, John?
Right. Yeah. A lot more work goes into this than I like for somebody that's made toys. $40. That's a bargain, because think about like how much you make at your job, like per hour, like all that stuff. And think about the packaging, the toy itself.
Yeah.
This is a really good price.
Yeah.
You know, and it's art. It's not just a figure that you're going to find in Target. It's a piece of art.
Yeah. Yep. But if that's not for you, then so be it, you know.
Isn't there two? Did they do two sizes?
They did two sizes. The 1/6 size. They do have a bigger one for $80. I did not buy this one, as I am fun employed. I got to be somewhat fiscally responsible. But again, I dig the whet. I think it's the WHET whet. Anyways, so kudos to them. Captain Case's commercial. No, it is not. I'm not being paid by Tony Taylor Toys. Just showing some love for what I think is a really good looking Slimer.
Yep.
Yeah, it is Tony Taylor as well as
Beducci.
Thank you. I was thinking Bodega. I was like, no, that's not it. Sorry, there was Kayla, you said wet, very wet. It's no Tony, there's no check in the mail. Damn it! Don't ruin my street cred. All right, John. I think those are the things I want to cover this week. Is there anything else maybe that I missed that you want to talk about before we get to Stump John?
I think that's it. It was otherwise a slow news week.
I mean, it's Thanksgiving week. It's going to be more chill, right?
Yeah,
more of a chill environment. Which is fine. Let's see. I want to make sure I pull up your Stump John. But while I do that, I'm going to put up this little image here for our patrons, all of our patrons at all levels. After our show tonight, we will be doing a After Dark. We'll be talking about Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals, which should be fun. I don't know, John. I feel like there's a lot this time. I don't know about you. I don't know. I just feel there's tons.
There was a lot. There was definitely a lot of deals to be had.
Right? So we will be digging into those in After Dark, as well as John. We've added new tiers in Patreon. So for the $15 and above tiers, we're doing our monthly Zoom hangout this Wednesday. We're doing some Jackbox games, which should be a lot of fun. So be on. I think the invite's already out, but if you do add the $15, oh my God! If I do this Stump John, you will lose. I'm just gonna say it right now.
You know right away.
I can just tell. So this one was sent in by Jace, and I'm trying to pick out some of the ones that I'm pretty sure I think you could get, because most of it is modern. And I don't think you have a chance in heck. But I'm trying to find some of the more retro stuff here, along with some of the more modern stuff.
I mean, you can put it up. I can always just take a stab at it. It's like batting practice.
I'm going to mix in, because Jay sent in a lot here, so I don't think I have to use every single one. But let me just pull up one more here, and then we will go with this set of 5 accessories sent in by Jace. So Jace, I didn't use all of them for fear of do all SoCal people say Durlers? I don't know. I just you do live shows and you talk long enough, you just start saying weird things and you can't stop saying them. So I think it's more of that than anything else. But yeah, so for all patrons $50 and above, we're doing our Zoom hangout this Wednesday. Ralph and I this week on GDL2 we'll be talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special as well as Christmas Story Christmas this week on GDL2. So be on the lookout for that. So a lot of things this week on. Thank you, the Haslab chart. Good Lord, I almost forgot it.
Oh boy.
Whew. Thank God. Thank God. Let's see. Brian Brink sent this in. Where do I got it here? Deathasaurus update. John, Deathasaurus is almost here. So I did back this. I gotta really, I don't know. We'll see how things go. if I can keep it or not. But we are almost there. If you are into backing this, 10,718, nearly at 11,000. Brian found it important to point out that Monday seems to have a spike. So it is a very good chance that Deathasaurus gets fully backed by tomorrow if you're watching this after the fact. So for the people that are excited about Deathasaurus, they showed some of those full color renders. It looks fantastic. And I don't know if you watch again, I've talked about it before, but Toy Connections, his fantastic video on it, did a really good job on the history of Deathasaurus. But very easily should hit its backer goal of 11,000 by tomorrow, more than likely, or maybe by tonight. Deathasaurus will be backed. Now, that being said, unless there's a big last day spike, which did happen, this red line here was for the Victory Saber. It had a big spike at the end. Because remember, this includes international orders. So there's a bigger audience for this than for the other Haslabs, which are more regionally based. But currently, it is off pace for the other two, the additional tiers. So it is negative 144 backers per day for the Cannon and a negative 344 backers per day for the Throne. So it will get backed. Almost guarantee we can say it. This is like election night. This is like we can predict or we can officially call it that Deathasaurus will be backed. But it's still too early to call if we'll have any of the additional tiers with the Haslab Deathasaurus. It's actually Deathsaurus. I know, but I like saying Deathasaurus, Gotham Stalker. This should be Deathasaurus.
He's only doing it just because it rolls off the tongue easier.
Right? Deathasaurus sounds cooler, but Deathsaurus, I guess. Fine, Gotham Stalker. In Alpha Max, you're 100% right. It has 15 days left still. So even though it's not trending to hit those additional tiers, with the last day spike, it should still be in play. It should all be in play, but it's too early to call. It's too early to call. All right, John. Deathasaurus. Oh my God. All right. Let's Death a chicken. Exactly. Death a savings. All right. John, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You didn't ready on last week, so you had time off, right?
Yep.
The week before, I don't remember now.
It was last week. We had no.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't do it last week. So you've had time off. You should be rested. You had a bye week.
Yep.
So let's get to it. It's that time again. It's time to test John and his knowledge of all things toys. Yes, he claims to be an expert on all things toy accessories, and we like to challenge him on that in a segment we like to call Stump John. So everybody, everywhere, all around the world, it's time to what? It's time to stump that John. right.
Feeling good.
Are you feeling good?
Feeling good.
Okay. He's
I'm
resting.
curious as what those other ones are, though.
Maybe I'll save them for next week. Maybe I'll plus them in next week. I don't know. We'll see what we do. Stop that, John. Stop that, John.
If I get a little cocky, you can throw one at me.
Exactly. There's still new ones in here, so it's not like I'm, taking it easy on you. So here we go. First accessory. I'll take S words for 100.
That's a good size sword. I have no idea. I have no idea what this is from. I don't know, like Warcraft or something like that. I have no idea. Nothing.
You're just gonna give up?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it's Warcraft. It's Sword for Lieutenant Raziel, made by Blue Box Toys.
Blue Box Toys.
Yeah.
Blue Box. No, I'm thinking Blue Bird. Blue Bird makes a lot of like those military toys they sell at Big Lots.
Mm-hmm.
Or is Blue Bird Mighty Max? Blue Bird made Mighty Max.
Mighty Max and Polly Pocket.
Yeah, Blue Box might be one of those companies that makes those cheaper toys, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I have no idea what this is.
So this one you should get. This is easy.
That is it goes to a Ken or Batman figure, I think.
Yes.
From Soul Reaver? I wouldn't have ever gotten that. Who does this go to? Right now, Dole's yelling at me.
He is. Dole, I don't know if he's still watching, but if he is, he's pissed.
Who does this go to? Does this go to the Penguin?
Nope.
No. Okay, I won't know. There's too many Kenner Batman figures to place this.
There are, but this one is a standout of all the Kenner Batman stuff. I feel like.
Is it animated or like Dark Knight Collection movie stuff?
It is not animated. It is film related.
Oh, okay. So I thought this was animated.
Nope, not animated. Dole is screaming right now. So even though Dole, if Dole was doing this, he would have at least gotten one.
Is something climbing Batman?
Oh, John.
What is it? Just tell me.
It is the Batman Returns Robin.
Oh, damn. For shame. For shame.
Shame. One of my all-time favorite action figures. Period. The end. So you may have talked to Dole after this. Like, I don't know, like just win him back as your friend or something. I don't know.
What can I do?
Tony Taylor, it's such a movie accurate accessory. How could you not get it? Anyway, moving on.
I have no idea what this is either. What is? I mean, it just looks like
I kind of picked and choose where I thought maybe you had a chance.
This just looks like a straw. Another one. I don't even have a guess for this because I can't tell what it is outside. Is it a staff?
It is a staff.
I have no idea.
Fancy a guess?
I mean, is it for like a Donatello figure?
It is.
Oh, it is. Okay. That's all I know. It's a Donatello staff, because I didn't even think it would be that, because it looks like it's would be from like a space sci-fi Donatello.
That's where I feel like this could help you, discover it, like find it, like wayfind what it actually is.
But I don't. Is it like post 2005 Turtles? Like where we get into like
it is early aughts. That's your last guess.
Okay. I won't know any of the names.
It's Donatello.
Like astronaut Donatello. That's the only thing I would know.
It is not. It is bow staff for the TMNT Fast Forward Donatello, made by Playmates.
It's very specific. I wouldn't know the sublines.
It's okay. I think this is the last one.
Oh man.
It's tough to see. It's a hand holding a comb, I believe.
A comb?
Yeah.
Who would come with a comb? I don't know.
Craig. All these years of friendship with Craig Goldberg, he's never, I think, has Dole been the only one that has done Stump John besides you?
Yes. Yep.
Only one that's had to sit in the hot seat.
And
it didn't go well for Dole. So, for those at home right now, like, why is John not getting these? It's tough.
Yeah, especially the more modern it is, because it's too much of it.
Heavy the head that wears the crown or something? Is that what I don't know, something like that.
I don't know what this is. Is it?
People are getting it right in the chat. I will say that.
Oh, whoa.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know who would come with a comb.
Okay. You done?
I give up. I just got to give up. This is just a poor showing all around.
Well, at least you got half a point, so you didn't get doled. Hand with comb for Street Fighter Guile, made by
Soda Toys.
Oh, so you knew it.
I am familiar, yes, but it's been so long since I messed with any of these figures. They used to be worth a ton of money, tons of money.
Jace, good selections are there, Jace. Thank you for those. Those are great. If you do want to submit your own accessories for Stump John, send those to geekdadlife@gmail.com. It's geekdadlife@gmail.com. And John, I'm sorry. Hey, listen, you got 0.5, so it wasn't a complete shutout. And it's not like soccer where you could go 0-0 and still it's like a win, kind of.
Sometimes like I do feel bad that I don't get any. None of these I feel bad about. These were just tough.
Yeah, it's not like some iconic. Well, save for the Robin. I know. Feel like you should have gotten the Robin.
I should have.
That one you should have done. Hashtag just saying. All right, John, that will do it for this episode. I did want to give another shout out for the Geek Dad Life merch store, which there is a link in the description below. We got packages with shirts and hoodies and hats, so you can just buy them separately. A lot of y'all have bought your Toy Geeks shirts and hats and stuff. So again, I believe the first orders should go to print this week and should get shipped out soon. So I know some of y'all said I want to see them in person first before I order them. So hopefully we'll have some to show you in person on the channel before we do that. Instead of goal, we'll yell, "Go!" You lose. Oh my God, that's pretty funny, actually. I did make I want to make sure I post this in, but John, any final thoughts as I get the credits pulled up here for our patrons?
That's all I got. I'm gonna save them for After Dark.
Yeah, After Dark.
You gotta jump over to After Dark.
Yeah, exactly. $5. You can come hang out, talk some more toys. We'll be talking about all of the Black Friday. I mean, not all a lot of the Black Friday deals tonight on After Dark for all of our patrons, every single tier. I'll get to that. Thanks to all of our patrons. This is the latest list. This has got everybody as of today. So we will be there hanging out, talking there. I believe also Sean Daly, who's one of our patrons, wants to give away a Motu Classics, I'm blanking on it now, the Battle Ram to somebody tonight. So towards the end of that stream, he's going to jump on and give one of those away to the community because he just wants to say thanks to everybody. So he said, could I do that? I was like, sure. So he'll be jumping on towards the end of that episode. So giveaway inside there for all the patrons. So that's pretty cool. Make the Toy Geeks hoodie in black, please. Sure, absolutely. If you have any ideas for merch and stuff like that, send them to geekdeadlife@gmail.com. And we'll see you in After Dark for all of our patrons. If not, we'll see you all maybe. Oh, good. James Lynn, $10 super chat to help offset the crazy shipping costs you've been footing for the giveaways. Thanks, James. I appreciate it. He won the 40th anniversary. It was $60 to ship it to California. Never feel like I had to pay any of that back, but yeah, coast to coast can be pricey for a big box.
Yep.
Hashtag just saying. But glad that got to you safely, James. Thank you for the super chat. All right, everybody. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego and goodbye. Take care, everybody.